Namaste. Good evening. This is Dr. Aparna. I am an Ayurvedic neuropsychotherapist, a passionate Ayurveda psychotherapy, neuroscience, and Bhagavad Gita infopreneur, founder Global Neuro Mind Veda. So, today we are discussing an interesting cognitive bias. So, if you can see the headline, you'll know that why do some people, often who are unskilled, pretend or behave as if they are experts. So, overestimating their skills and capabilities. Why does this happen? So, there is an effect called the Dunning Kruger effect, which is a cognitive bias. So, if you ask me what is a cognitive bias, see, cognitive bias is an umbrella term to describe a reasoning error or flaws in the judgment. So, what this Dunning Kruger effect is means it is a cognitive bias where people with limited knowledge or with limited competence in a particular domain greatly overestimate their own knowledge or competence in that domain. So, this overestimation happens because of low ability, or they lack the skills necessary to recognize their own competence. So, the Dunning Kruger effect was named after two Cornell University psychologists. They are David Dunning and Justin Kruger. So, the Dunning Kruger effect happens when someone who isn't especially knowledgeable in a particular area overestimates how much they know or how good they are at an activity. So, for example, they fail to recognize the genuine skill and expertise of other people. They fail to recognize their own mistakes and lack of skill. So the basic idea behind Dunning Kruger effect is this: if you don't know something, you also don't have the ability to recognize that you don't know it. So, the Dunning Kruger effect is also related to the difficulties with metacognition. So, metacognition refers to the ability to step back and look at one's behavior and abilities from outside of oneself. So, the Dunning Kruger effect also happens because of difficulties relating to metacognition. So there are four stages in the Dunning Kruger effect. So one is unconscious incompetence. So when this is a stage when a person doesn't know what he actually doesn't know. Next, so to explain this, you might get confused. What is she saying? So peak mount. This is also called as peak mount stupid. That means unconscious incompetence. Then when you don't know what you don't know, that means at this stage individuals with low ability blissfully unaware of their incompetence. So they overestimate their skills and knowledge, leading to overconfidence and a tendency to make poor decisions. For example, a person who has just started learning to play the guitar might believe they are that he is already quite good, even though he is making many mistakes. So we can also say that doctor, for example, a newly graduated doctor might believe they are capable of performing complex surgeries without proper supervision or experience. Or a novice engineer might think they can design a bridge without considering all the necessary calculations and safety measures. or a sports person, an amateur athlete might believe that they are ready for professional competitions without proper training and experience. So an inspiring actor with no formal training might think that they are ready for a leading role in a major film. So these are some examples of conscious incompetence. So the next stage is conscious incompetence. So this stage is also called plateau of latent learning. That means when you are aware of what you don't know. In the unconscious incompetence, a person is not aware of how much he doesn't know. But here in conscious incompetence, the next stage, a person is aware of what he or she doesn't know but haven't yet learned it. So in this stage, what happens is individuals gain more experience and knowledge. They start to realize the limitations of their abilities. So this can be a humbling experience as they become aware of the gap between the perceived competence and their actual skills. So for example, here the same guitar player, might start to notice that they are struggling with certain techniques and that their playing is not as good as they thought it was. So the next fears could be a young doctor here might realize that they need more experience and supervision before they can handle complex cases independently. And a junior engineer might discover that their initial design has flaws and needs to be revised based on feedback from senior engineers. Next, the sports person, an athlete, might realize that they need to improve their technique and physical fitness to compete at a higher level. Next is an actor. An inspiring actor might realize that they need to take acting classes and gain more experience before they can land into, major roles. The next stage is conscious competence, where you are gaining knowledge. You have started to gain knowledge. That is also called valley of despair. So this stage is characterized by a decline in confidence as individuals become more aware of their limitations. So this also says when you become more aware of your limitations, there is also a decline in confidence because now you know what you don't know. They may feel discouraged and question their abilities. For example, the guitar player here might become frustrated with the progress and start to doubt whether he will ever be able to play well. So, this is conscious competence where there is a decline, but this is a stage you start gaining the knowledge. Next is the scope of enlightenment, that is unconscious competence. So this is the stage when you have mastered something. So the fourth stage is, with continued learning and practice, individuals gradually develop their skills and knowledge. As their competence increases, their confidence also grows. So as they gain knowledge and as they start gaining knowledge and mastering the skill, their competence increases, and also with the competence the confidence also grows once again. So they become more realistic in their self assessment and are able to recognize their strengths and weaknesses. So, for example, here the guitar player might start to see improvement in their playing and feel more confident in his abilities. So, in the third and fourth stage, as we said here, In the third stage, a doctor might feel overwhelmed by the complexities of their job and doubt their ability to provide quality care to patients. In the same doctor, when he is in the fourth stage, that is the slope of enlightenment, a doctor with years of experience might develop a strong sense of confidence in their abilities and become a respected expert in the field because of the knowledge, the experience, and the mastery. There comes also confidence. And with the same engineer in the third stage, where in the third stage an engineer might feel insecure about the skills and question their ability to meet deadlines and deliver successful projects. The same engineer, when he reaches the fourth stage, he will be an experienced engineer. He might you have gained the confidence to take on challenging projects and lead the teams effectively. Next, same for the sportsman. In the third stage, an athlete might experience very slow progress in their performance and question their ability to reach their goals. But in the fourth stage, the same athlete with years of training and experience, might reach the peak of their career and achieve their goals. Same for the actor. An actor might feel in the third stage, he or she might feel discouraged by rejection and start to doubt their acting abilities. Same in the fourth stage, a seasoned actor might develop a strong reputation and land leading roles in a major production. So, and it is also important to note that the Dunning Kruger effect is not a universal phenomenon that applies to everyone. See, some people are more naturally self aware and are less likely to fall victim to the bias. This happens to a percentage of people who fall victim to the cognitive bias. So when we when we talk of Dunning Kruger effect, we also have to talk of how to combat or how to overcome this Dunning Kruger effect. So first thing is prioritizing psychological safety. That means high degree of psychological safety, meaning people feel more comfortable admitting they don't have the necessary knowledge and that how to do something, rather than feeling like they need to put on a front. So becoming more self aware or self reflection, you know to understand and to admit that they actually in this stage they do not have enough knowledge and skill necessary for the particular domain. Next is taking time to reflect, to analyze what all they don't know, is that they know and what all they don't know. And also being open to learning. Continuous learning, continuous practice is the key to overcome or combat Dunning Kruger effect. As well as you should be open to constructive criticism. Constructive criticism is criticism that redirects to something good, which is constructive. And also should be open to feedbacks from the experts. All these can help you avoid or combat the Dunning Kruger effect. So the next time you feel that somebody who is not so skilled, but he is he or she is acts like or overestimates their skills and capabilities, what is the reason. So this session now comes to an end. I'll meet you with more such interesting topics in the next session. Thank you. Namaste.